Welcome back to another video of the Hockey National Show. Today we talk about the Montreal Canadiens and their action during the day of the UEFA NHL 2021. So don't go nowhere. Welcome back to another video of the Hockey National Show with your hockey coach, Coach Guru, back in the house. Coach Frenchy, excited talking about the Montreal Canadiens because today, Marc Bergevin, he was active with many signatures, great signature. On the flip side, I feel bad we lost one player. So let's dive in inside the booth and tell you what's happening today for the Montreal Canadiens. Here we go. First of all, we know today was the UFA free agency in NHL. We did a live stream from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. today. We talk about everything around. We have so many action after we shut down the live stream. It's a crazy. I'm going to make a resume of this tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time with the co-host Michael Devedano. So I invite you to join us for sure. But I want to talk a little bit more about the Montreal Canadiens. What's happening today? Just give you an idea about the day of Marc Bergevin. And I think overall, I gave him a B+, to be honest with you. At first, this is a great news. They start the day with David Savard signing a contract of 4 years at $3.5 million AAV per year. I think it's great. David Savard win the Stanley Cup this year with the Tampa Bay Lightning, was traded at the deadline from Columbus to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And of course, that cost a first-round pick to get Savard last year. And I think Marc Bergevin satisfied the right D because we know Shea Weber is not going to play next season for the Montreal Canadiens. So Savard brings the physicality, the great zone coverage. Not much on the offensive side, nothing about the transition or carry on the puck, everything like that, but really solid and front of net, really good for win the battle in the corner, everything like that. So I think it's a great addition. It feels a bit what Ben Chariot does or Joel Edmondson does for the Montreal already. I believe that's what David Savard will do for the Montreal Canadiens. So we're really excited to have David Savard with the Montreal. Then at the end of the day, guys, they were surprised. This came after the press conference when Marc Bergevin talked about the day so far. And the Montreal Canadiens signed the left wing Mike Hoffman, a 3 years contract at 4.5 AAV per season. Again, this is another great signature for Montreal. Why, coach? You know he's not great on defensive side. I understand that. But Montreal, not nobody a sniper to put the puck in the net on power play on the right side, on the top circle. We know Caulfield, Weber, Petrie can be at the bottom left on the other side. But on the right side, they cannot find. Nick Z get a couple of goals on the top shell. But again, a sniper is a one-timer. That's what Hoffman is. That's what Hoffman scored most of his goal during the year at the same spot. Every time that I saw him many times with the Florida Panthers. He did the same thing with Ottawa. And last season, he did the same thing with the St. Louis Blues. I believe for the Montreal, this is it's another player the Montreal looking for the left wing. And I think it would be great to see him on that side. It could be behind Drouin and Toffoli. It could be like in front of Likonen. We'll see happening. But I just feel like Hoffman is a great addition for the Montreal Canadiens overall. It's only 3 years, so Marc Bergevin did well. Then after that, the rest of the day, guys, Marc Bergevin signed just the depth inside the Montreal Canadiens organization. First for this one, they signed the best defenseman last year in the KHL, Chris Wideman, 31 years old, played very well last year. He came back now in the NHL. Now we have an opportunity to be a part of the roster for Montreal Canadiens. He's a RD, a right defenseman, so I think that'd be good for the Montreal to get him. He can a little bit more on the flip side to David Savard. He carry on the puck. He can make a little bit more things on the offensive side. He could be a player, can be also on the on the power play at some point. So I think I like that additional player like him inside the Montreal Canadiens. Then finally, the next two players I want to mention to you, it's only that for Laval Rocket. I don't see Ben. There'll be a surprise for him, but I don't expect anything else. Louis Belbedio, signed a contract with Montreal Canadiens. It's a two-way contract, honestly. 750 Montreal, 225 with Lava and AHL. Play only 4 games and 3 seasons for the Minnesota Wild. So it'll be interesting to see him. But again, that's what he just did, Marc Bergevin, with this one. And then finally, the last one they signed today is Jean-Sebastien. They play in a long time in QM. He's now 27 years old, played a couple of games in NHL. Was, growing the organization of the Buffalo Sabres, everything. So we'll be interesting. This, again, is a 2-way contract, one in NHL, one in the Laval Rocket. I expect more to be him and the Laval Rocket, just in case they need someone. I think that's a good additional player for the Montreal Canadiens. So that's great to know that about for sure. Great signature from Montreal Canadiens. And finally, we have one more I forget to mention to you. But I want to mention the Montreal signed also Cedric Paquette, 27 years old, going to join the team for only 1-year contract. I believe it's $950, exactly. $950. Played 47 games last season, but he was Mr. Traveler last year. He played with Carolina Hurricanes, with Ottawa Senators, and we know he was a 100 overall pick by the Tampa Bay Lightnings in 2012. This is only the depth. Can he be a 4th center at some point? Yes. It would be interesting to see Cedric Paquette with the Montreal Canadiens. Good additional for Montreal Canadiens. But look, this is a great day for Marc Bergevin and the Montreal Canadiens. But before we leave, I want to give you one more news about the Canadiens. And of course, the news I want to talk to you guys is about Phillip Danault signed a contract of 6 years at $5.5 million with the Los Angeles Kings. Look, this is a sadness to lose Phillip Danault, but we wish the best for him. He did so much for the Montreal Canadiens. It was amazing during the last run of the Montreal Canadiens during the playoff. They lost in the Stanley Cup Finals. Over 360 games with the Bleu Blanc Rouge, and really great person and human being, and always represent also the Montreal Canadiens on the French side. Population, talking more in French, everything like that. So I think he was great for the Montreal Canadiens. So this concludes, again, another great video of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to subscribe to the Hockey Nation on the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. And leave your comments. Tell me what you think about this video. And of course, if you like the video, click on the like. And I look forward to see you next time for another great video. But before we leave, we want to remind you one more thing. Of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great rest of the day, my friends. And bonne fin de soirée, mes amis. On se reparle un peu plus tard.